You think you understand violence? Wait until you see the eyes roll back. 2025 wasn't just a year of fights, it was a year of public executions. Who survived?
It's over!
From liver shots that shut down organs to head kicks that sounded like car crashes,
She's unloading. Tina Black knocked her out cold!
women's MMA reached a new peak of brutality this year. These are the moments time stood still.
Hard right hand. Taylor in trouble. Head kick for the finish.
Before we witness the carnage, show your allegiance. Smash that like button, subscribe to Spartan Glory MMA, and hit the bell. Join the Legion. Now, let's enter the cage.
It's over!
Let's begin with the most painful way to lose a fight. We often think that a knockout has to be a hit to the head, something that puts you to sleep instantly, but there is a different kind of finish that is actually much scarier. It is a body shot. When you get hit in the head, you wake up later wondering what happened. When you get hit in the body, you are awake for every second of the pain, but you are paralyzed. This year, a fighter named Tamana Amadi taught us exactly how this works. In the early moments of her fight, she looked very calm. She was moving around, throwing light punches, just testing the waters. Her opponent thought she was safe. She thought she understood the rhythm of the fight. But Tamana Amadi was telling a lie. She was setting a trap. As the analyst Joe Mason pointed out, she was using her feet to close the distance without her opponent noticing.
Trying to figure out that range?
Yeah, trying to make a read.
Suddenly, the trap snapped shut. Tamana Amadi threw a big punch at her opponent's head. This was a trick. It forced the other girl to lift her arms up to protect her face. That is a natural reaction. You want to protect your chin. But when she lifted her arms, she left her ribs completely open. Tamana Amadi dropped her weight down and smashed a hook right into the liver. The reaction wasn't immediate. For 1 second, the opponent stood there. Then, her body realized it was shutting down. She backed away, her face twisted in agony, and she collapsed.
It's over!
She didn't fall because she was tired. She fell because her body refused to work anymore. It was a terrifying start to our list because it showed that you don't need to hit the chin to destroy a fighter. If that was a masterclass in body destruction, then the next player showed us the terrifying fragility of the human brain. While the body can recover from pain, the brain has an off switch, and once it is pressed, the fight is over instantly. This brings us to the story of Farid Kirat. Farida Kirat is known for being tough. She is the kind of fighter who usually walks through punches. But in this sport, being tough isn't always enough. You also have to be invisible. In her fight this year, Farida Kirat made a tiny mistake. She stayed in the danger zone for 1 second too long. Her opponent threw a left hook that came from the side. This is the punch you don't see coming. Because it comes from the side, your eyes don't register it until it is too late. The punch landed right on the tip of the chin. It didn't look like the hardest punch in the world, but it was placed perfectly. The lights went out immediately. One moment, Farida Kirat was fighting, moving, and thinking. The next moment, she was falling stiffly to the floor. The scary part was the silence. She didn't try to break her fall. She didn't roll over, she was simply gone. It was a reminder to everyone watching that the difference between winning and waking up on the canvas is just a matter of millimeters. Moving from the sudden silence of Kirat, we go to a battle between speed and power.
And now she's unloading. Tina Black!
In fighting, we often see the classic matchup of the dancer versus the destroyer. One fighter wants to move and dodge, while the other wants to land one big bomb. This was the story of Taylor and Tina Black. Taylor Malden is fast. They call her the mosquito because she is annoying to fight. She buzzes around, stinging her opponent with jabs, then flying away before they can hit her back. For the first part of the fight, the mosquito was winning. She made Tina Black look slow, dodging every attack and making the power puncher hit nothing but air. It looked like Taylor was going to dance her way to an easy victory. But Tina Black is not a dancer. She is a hammer, and a hammer only needs to hit the nail once. As the fight wore on, Taylor grew a little too confident. She started dodging with her hands down, believing she was faster than the punch. But Tina Black had timed her rhythm. The commentators screamed that the mosquito was spotted. Tina Black unleashed a massive left hook. It collided with Taylor's jaw with sickening force.
Tina Black knocked her out cold!
The speed of Taylor worked against her as she effectively ran into the punch. She was knocked out cold before she even hit the ground. It was a brutal lesson that speed is great, but power is final. While Tina Black showed us what happens when a favorite wins, our next story is about the underdog.
Ooh, hard right hand. Taylor in trouble.
There is nothing in sports quite like the moment when the person who is supposed to lose decides to flip the script. Transitioning from the ruthlessness of the hands, we move to the intelligence of the feet. Fighting is not just about being mean. It is about being smart. It is about setting a trap so deep that the other person doesn't realize they are caught until it is too late. This was the genius of Emily Dakota. In her fight against Daniel, Dakota was playing a game of chess. She started by using her movement to cut off the cage. She forced Daniel into a small space. Daniel felt trapped. She was looking down, worrying about where her feet were, worrying about the fence behind her. She was so focused on not getting trapped that she forgot to protect her head. This is where the trap was sprung. Emily Dakota threw a hard right hand at Daniel's face.
Ooh, hard right hand. Taylor in trouble. Head kick for the finish.
This punch was designed to make Daniel lift her hands up. It worked. Daniel blocked the punch, covering her eyes and her front. But by lifting her arms, she left the side of her head open. Dakota flowed instantly from the punch into a high kick. It was one smooth motion. The shin connected with the temple perfectly. Daniel never saw it coming because she was still thinking about the punch. It was a perfect example of misdirection. Look at the right hand. Get hit by the left leg. It was arguably the smartest knockout of the year. Smart traps are incredible, but sometimes you just need raw physics. Sometimes it isn't about tricking the opponent. It is about hitting them with something so hard that it breaks the sound barrier. That is exactly what Sabina Mazo did. We have to talk about the sound. In this fight, Sabina Mazo's opponent made a fundamental mistake. She turned her body sideways. She thought she was circling away from danger, but she actually gave Mazo a perfect angle. She left her back and the side of her head exposed. In this sport, if you make a mistake like that, you pay for it. Mazo threw a head kick that was pure perfection. It wasn't sloppy, it was straight and fast. The shin bone connected with the skull and the sound echoed through the entire arena. It sounded like a baseball bat hitting a tree. The opponent went stiff instantly. She fell like a statue tipping over. There was no need for a follow-up shot. There was no need for the referee to count. Everyone in the building knew it was over the second they heard that noise. Mazo walked away calmly, knowing that she possesses one of the most dangerous weapons in the entire division. Now, we have talked about the fighters, the traps, and the power, but we cannot forget that behind every great fighter is a voice. There is a team. And sometimes, the knockout doesn't come from the fighter's brain, but from the corner's advice. This was the story of the fighter known as the Predator and her coach, Denise. The Predator was in a tough fight against Croshaw. Croshaw was doing well. She was surviving. She was moving. It looked like the fight might go to the judges. The Predator was getting frustrated. She was landing shots, but nothing was finishing the job. She went back to her corner between rounds looking for answers. This is where Denise stepped in. Denise is a veteran. She knows the game. She grabbed her fighter's face and looked her in the eye. She didn't give her a complicated strategy. She didn't tell her to do a triple combination. She said something simple and chilling. You just need one hand. She was telling her fighter to trust her power. She was telling her to stop overthinking and just throw the bomb. The bell rang for the next round, and the Predator came out with a different energy. She was looking for that one shot. And she found it. She threw a straight right hand that crashed through Crochet's defense. It was exactly what Denise had asked for. Crochet collapsed, and the fight was over. It was a beautiful moment of connection between a coach and an athlete. It proved that sometimes you just need someone to remind you how dangerous you really are. As we look back at all these moments, from Tamana Ahmadi's liver shot to the Predator's right hand, we see a pattern. The women of 2025 have evolved. They are not just athletes, they are finishers. We saw Karat pay the price for a split-second loss of focus. We saw Isabella learn that speed cannot save you from perfect timing. We saw Dramatic lose her undefeated record to a hungry underdog in Taylor Malden. We witnessed the cold efficiency of Sophia Hayes, the tactical brilliance of Emily Dakota, and the raw, bone-breaking power of Mazo. These stories were never just about violence. They were about human limits, about how far the body and mind can be pushed when fear, pain, and pressure collide inside a locked cage.
Ooh, hard right hand. Taylor in trouble. Head kick for the finish.
They were about the courage it takes to walk forward, knowing that at any second, everything can change. Every woman mentioned here made that walk. Every one of them accepted the risk, stepped into the fire, and put her legacy on the line.
She's unloading. Tina Black knocked her out cold.
Some fighters left the cage with their hands raised, adrenaline still surging through their veins. Others needed help to stand, their bodies paying the price of a brutal night. But victory and defeat don't tell the full story. What truly matters is that every single one of them shaped this moment in history. Together, they delivered one of the most unforgettable years the sport has ever seen.
It's over!
The level of skill has never been higher. The setups are smarter, the timing is sharper, the punches land heavier, the kicks come faster and more precise than ever before. This isn't chaos for chaos's sake, it's evolution. And if you think this year was wild, brace yourself. These fighters are studying the footage, learning from every knockout, every mistake, every moment.
There's the head kick.
They will return stronger, sharper, and more dangerous, ready to push the limits even further next year. 2025 will be remembered as the year the cage floor was painted with consciousness. We witnessed the rise of new legends and the brutal fall of old gods. The game has changed forever, and the women are leading the charge. If you have the stomach for this game, you belong with us. Subscribe to Spartan Glory MMA right now. Comment below, which finish was the coldest? The double tap from Sophia Hayes or the head kick from Mazo? Let us know. Thanks for watching.